kill shit. 6 feet.
Alright, 6 feet going deep. It's Nick Torius with
Wilameana Jones.
Alright, Wilameana, nice to meet you. Why don't you tell us about what you do?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to your interview.
That was no problem.
It's always weird because I'm usually interviewing people, so yeah, but I'm Wilameana Jones, also known as Empress Raw, the CEO of Hidden Gems Media Group. Also, I work with Rick Ross, MMG. Been working with them for a few years now. I have a lot going on. I do artist development, event curation, creative marketing, just everything media.
All right. So since you're normally interviewing people, how would you want to be interviewed since you're in the spot that the other people are usually in? Like, what's like your ideal?
I don't have anything ideal. I just like, let people do their thing and see where it goes. I don't really know. I can't say how the interview me is different. Because
when you're doing interviews, you're basically in the spotlight as well as the artist. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, but it's mostly about the artist when I interview them.
So when you're doing your interviews, do you kind of like want to put yourself out there more and like use the other, not like use the other artists, but like see it as an opportunity to like put yourself.
Well, when I started my show, I basically it was a platform for upcoming artists to be heard, to be seen, for the music to be played, videos, whatever they had going on. So it definitely was bigger than me. It was just kind of showing that we do have a lot of talent in South Florida. So I just want to cover that. Yeah.
Because I just noticed that a lot of times when people do interviews, so like we're both interviewers, so a lot of times people, they kind of, I'm not saying that you do it, but like other people like kind of use it as a chance to get themselves in the limelight, you know? Like, do you feel like you've been noticed for doing your interviews? Like people know you for that or like other stuff?
I'm pretty sure that might be what a lot of people know me from. Outside of that, just working with MMG in my most recent years.
All right, so before I get into that, tell me about like how you started doing all of this stuff. Like what drew you to music in the first place?
My bad, that bamboo I had to. I just love music. I grew up listening to all type of music. My parents are Jamaican, so my dad was actually a DJ. So every Saturday in an island person's house, or I don't know, maybe different households, but used to put on that music. You already know you need to get up and clean up. You know what I'm saying? So music has always been embedded in me. Then my brother was also a DJ, but more like on the reggae scene type
like that,
of vibe.
That Afro-pop, Afrobeat kind of stuff?
No, he's into that more now, but I'm just saying like early reggae, like he's a Rasta, so he has a big sound called Josh Stream. And so music was always a part of my life. My older brother played instruments, so it was just always a part of my life. My dad, he listened to all type of music too, not just like reggae music. I'm talking about old school, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. So from that, and then my brothers are from New York, so the early hip hop, I was hearing that. So I was just always listening to music, and then I started dancing. Not stripping dancing, but like
actually
ballet,
ballet,
tap,
I was gonna say ballet.
jazz, African type of dance. So I grew up like hip hop dancing, so just into everything like entertainment. So
you're from New York too?
No, I'm from Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because I got my Tim boots on, because the weather, you know what I'm saying, dropped a little bit today, so it's like this the only day I can really
I didn't think it was gonna be this
put
chilly.
my Tim boots on.
So, since your brothers are from New York, what did you get from like that culture? Like, do you feel like you kind of embodied that in yourself too, or you're like strictly Miami?
Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Definitely, my friends always laughing at me because I'm always trying to do like the New York accent beat. And I mean, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
so.
You already know how it goes.
But nah, definitely from the culture of, you know, just how hip hop started, and, you know, everything from just the clothes, how they were dressed, and like the bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair, you know. Like,
Did you ever break dance?
No.
Like on the cardboard boxes?
Nah. But, you know, just everything from their accent. You know, I just love how their hip hop started, and like I said, how they dress and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty dope. So I think that's a part of my style too, because, you know, I've been around that, but I'm definitely very much Dade County.
Nice. So, how do you see the music industry in Florida? Like, what is your perspective on that?
I think we have a lot of talent down here. I feel like we are overlooked somewhat.
Because you work with the biggest artists that ever came out of here.
Yeah, definitely the biggest boss. But now I feel like our scene, we have a lot of upcoming talent. We just need to get them outside of South Florida. I feel like a lot of people are talented. They got buzz maybe on social media, but it needs to get to a point where they're popping on all kind of sites like YouTube and TikTok and, you know, everything that's popping. I feel like it's a shame that there's so much talent, but it's not really getting outside of Florida.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is making the sound not, like, those artists not be able to pop?
I think that it's more not even just the sound, it's like handling the business. We don't have too many managers or a lot of PRs, or, you know, I don't think artists are really spending money into marketing as much as they may be more interested in spending money in the strip club or on shoes or jewelry, not realizing that the marketing and the business, like, is a major part of being an artist. You can't just make music or, you know, just spend money on hoes and clothes and just think you're gonna pop.
But isn't that a part of it though? Like the image, like having that image
is a part, yeah, definitely. But you can't spend $100,000 on jewelry and don't put no money into marketing and just feel because you got on a big chain you're supposed to pop. Like, you have to spend money, you have to have a budget to market and promote yourself. And I think that's the problem. They stay stuck down here because it's just cool with being cool here, instead of saying, let me go out and get my buzz. Okay, I'm good in Miami or my own backyard. I'm good in Broward. Let me go to West Palm. Let me go to Fort Pierce. Let me go to, you know, Jacksonville. Let me go to Tallahassee. Let me go to Georgia, Atlanta. Like, some people just cool, I think, which is once they get a little local buzz, it's like, oh, I'm the man now. So the work kind of just stays here. So
I've heard this quote that basically goes, in order for you to pop, you have to either be real or people want to be you, right? Mm-hmm. So in that statement, where do you feel like that fits in? Like, how do you feel about that statement? And how do you feel like what we just said about the jewelry and spending money like that? Like, how do you feel like that fits in it?
Well, first of all, I feel like you got to be your true, authentic self, and people, you know, if they rocking with you, they'll be drawn to that. Like, I'm real, I'm myself, I'm being me, I'm not trying to be somebody else. And I think that's what people just gravitate to, you know, something that's authentic, more than if you saw somebody do it, now you're trying to do it, you're not really passionate about it, you're just doing it because you think it's cool.
So do you feel like more men artists or more women artists fall into that category of doing it just because they think it's cool?
A little bit of both. Like, whatever seems cool, people feel like, oh, I could do it. let me try it. I saw that a lot. For instance, when the City Girls made it, it was like a lot. They influenced a lot of females to just start rapping in kind of the same style, the same wave. But if you're not authentic, it's not gonna be felt the same way. 100 people could try to do it, but if that's not really you or whatever, the people not buying it. It's a lot of men too. They're like, copy a certain sound. It's cool right now. Like, for instance, the drill music came out. Everybody wants to, be a drill artist and all this. It's like, it's not sticking because it's not you. You're just doing something that you heard, something you feel is cool, but it's not really you. So that's why a lot of people get stuck. It's not working because you're not really being yourself.
So, have you ever tried to be an artist? Like, were you ever making music?
Yes. I actually started off as an artist. That's what I was doing first for some years. And then what happened, I was living in Atlanta. I was going to school at Georgia State for journalism and PR. So...
you moved out of Miami?
Yeah, I left Miami. I started off school. Actually, I went to FAMU, and then I ended up transferring to Georgia State University. I got an internship with Outkast, and that's how my whole music career started. But then I wanted to be an artist, so I went through the whole artist development myself, doing talent shows and networking and everything. I got a buzz in Atlanta, so everything I did there, I was like, I want to come back home. Ross, Khaled, that's when they were like the hottest, and I was like, I really want to work with them. So I came down and I was doing all type of shows and everything, and then I realized, like, damn, you can't really get on the radio here. Nobody's interviewing the artists, so how are they, they're not being heard? We just doing open mics and nobody's really popping off. Nobody's getting to see the artist outside of that. So lane was kind of wide open, and I fell in a position where my music was getting played on the underground radio, and the owner was like, why don't you come and do a show? And I was like, I'm not doing no show, like I'm an artist. What you mean? And then one day something happened with one of the people that worked on the radio station with him, and I got an opportunity to stand in just on the spot, and the people loved it. So I was like, that was kind of fun. Like, I want to try this. I want to do it. And
what was the show of?
It's called, it was 89.1 FM. I think it was called, back then, what did I call it? I think it might have been the Wilameana Jones Experience, but it was like an underground radio.
But you you named it on the spot, or like they gave you like a contract or something, or like how'd that work out? Like,
no. It was underground radio, so it was basically just. I ended up having a show like on Saturdays, and the show became very popular to the point like DJ Khaled was calling in. I had everybody who was hot, like I was interviewing them week to week. And
so it was just you doing interviews, or like were you doing like different things?
Yeah, I was doing interviews, and I was playing my music and breaking artists' music. So that's how I first started, and then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And my show kind of got bigger than me being an artist. But once I came back to Miami, I did the same thing I did in Atlanta. I got a buzz down here. I started throwing my own events and everything and just bringing the people to me. And then the radio was helping, but eventually doing radio, I moved into internet radio. And I was kind of like one of the first females in South Florida with my own show, internet radio show, before it was even popular. So it was like, damn, this is more popular than me being an artist, and I still get to be a lover of music, but I get to have people come by and tell their story, and I felt like that was very motivating and inspiring, so I ran with that.
So what did you really want out of becoming an artist?
Everything, like to be able to perform and just travel the world doing what I love was the main thing that, for me that I wanted as an artist.
So do you feel like you still get that performance from being on the show and doing interviews?
Get to be a part of the entertainment, so and meet some incredible people and go to some amazing exclusive stuff, and concerts and dope stuff. So I still feel, like I have a voice and I'm still a part of the culture. So it was a smooth transition.
What have you experienced? Because you said that you traveled a lot and had all these experiences, right? What was like the best experience that you've had ever since you decided to make that decision? Like, I'm gonna, pursue this.
I've had several. Like, who gets to say they've been around outcasts? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
For me to be young and come in the game like that was pretty, like, unheard of. And outside of that, of course, working with Ross, the biggest artist from my city, to have him co-sign me and just be like, nah, like, this girl, you need to pay attention, is like, that changed my life drastically, when that happened. And it allowed me to just continue to be myself and be a non-conformist and still have my own thing going on, and just more people get to see who I am on a larger scale, because I had the biggest boss in my city co-signing me. So
yeah, exactly.
That experience, and then just being in the studio with Ross, like, or just being around him. I want to say, Rather You Than Me, that project, it was just so dope to be around him, like, for months, just seeing him, the process of what it takes for an album to come together, to actually be a part of it, for my name to be on the back of the album, for being a part of the whole situation, just seeing how it goes. Like, so
for you to have your name on the album, what is your contribution exactly?
I was doing digital marketing for that. So basically,
like social media kind of stuff, or
running social media, the content coming up. At that time, I came up with the artist contest, and then I was just doing a bunch of like media relations. So the interviews and stuff that he did, making sure that he was on point for stuff. So just being a part of the process.
I was watching an interview with Ross the other day. He was with DC Youngfly, and and he walked off. And I want to know why he did that.
Well, you gotta ask him when you see him, because
did he see it?
I don't know. Of course, I saw it. But I think it was actually like a schedule conflict.
Oh.
And so he went to go see what they were talking about, and then once he went out there, he realized that he had a flight to catch, so he had to wrap it up. He had to go. So I don't know what happened, but of course it was viral. It was very funny.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny because he didn't, like, they're like, man, bye, like.
Yeah, so I don't know what really happened there.
So, being an entrepreneur as you are, how do you get your creativity out there? Like, do you care for your creativity, or is it just mainly business? Like, you just focus on the business?
Wait, I'm confused. Say that again.
So, do you feel like you're creative in your like what you do?
Definitely creative, a curator, an influencer.
So do you feel like you get all that creative energy that you have out in your job?
Yeah, definitely. I get to be creative with, especially just creating whatever it is I want to do, from when I had my own show to planning events, putting stuff together behind the scenes. I get to be creative, and that's a great feeling.
What about all the boring parts of it? How do you deal with that?
I'm rarely bored. My life, is pretty lit. The pandemic kind of slowed stuff down somewhat, but
how'd you deal with that?
I like being boring. It's okay to just chill sometimes and relax. I had to learn that because a lot of times I felt like I always had to be working. I always had to be doing something, but I enjoy slowing down and just being able to catch my breath, relax, regroup, reset.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though it's boring, it's just like when my life is busy, it's so much fun that, what I do is dope. I cover events and concerts and all kind of shit. So,
what was like your most embarrassing thing that happened like while you're interviewing somebody?
I would say I really dislike when artists come in and they don't really have a conversation. So it's like a yes, no, nah, look. Like, that is hard to really, keep your composure and stay like, it's like, if you don't want to be here, why did you even accept the interview?
I don't mind talking about this on air, mm-hmm. But have you ever had a situation where an artist was like super cool, then the camera turns on and then, yeah, nah, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, that's what I'm describing. Like, it'll be like, what are you?
It's because I've interviewed people, I'm not going to say no names, mm-hmm. But they literally did the same thing. One word
answer, yeah.
But then we turn off the camera, like, how'd that look? It looked like I didn't care, right? Like, it looked like I didn't want to be in it. Like, they literally told me that.
Yeah, nah, that's pretty wet.
Yeah, so I think that some artists do it on purpose, just like for their, because I'm not going to lie, when I used to make music too. And when I was trying to be like artist, I said, I just want to be famous so I can go on an interview and be like, I don't want to be.
Oh, yeah, nah, that's whack. And then when you do stuff like that with me, that's only going to get you banned, so.
Banned? So you wouldn't?
I don't really. I've only one time somebody did that to me and I end up interviewing them again, and I'm happy that I got to do it because my first impression was like, oh, he's an asshole. Like, I'm not messing with him. But the second time around, he was able to redeem himself. So
how would you feel? Like, have you interviewed Young Dolph?
I did not interview him, but I was definitely like around him on some a media meet and greet is where I met him before. Mm-hmm.
Because the reason I asked is I watched one of his interviews. And he was very dry. He didn't say anything. And, he passed away. So everyone all his fans are like, I want to see that Young Dolph interview. They go to watch the interview. It's pretty boring, right?
One interview you saying this? Or he was pretty much like not an interview type person? It was
one interview. Mm-hmm. But I mean, because I understand like some artists, they'll like have a lot of energy in one and then not have a lot of energy in another.
Yeah, and and working with a celebrity, that's one thing I gotta say is, they human, so they might be having a bad day. You get what I'm saying? Or they might be tired because they traveled back and forth, been crossing time zones. But people don't really see that. Mm-hmm. They just get to see, he was interviewing. He might have been dry that day. He could have been tired. He could have had all type of stuff going on. But that doesn't mean like, okay, he a bad person or he dry, or you know what I mean? Like, it could have been, people don't see that part though. So that's something else I got to see, just being up and close with a celebrity. It's like, sometimes people don't feel like being bothered. Don't you have days you don't feel like being bothered?
Yeah, but if you're going to interview.
Yeah, but it don't matter because you're still human. So if you tired and you might just not be feeling it as much that day.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. I've done so many interviews that you have to have that, like, you got to bring the energy because it's your image. It's like this is how people see you. Mm-hmm. But what I was asking about the Young Dolph thing is because he passed away, and
Long live Dolph.
He's like, yes. Since he passed, you know, like, that made me kind of like, oh, let me see if he, you know, like, watch his interviews and stuff. Mm-hmm. And when he did, like, you know, like, it kind of made, like, a bad impression because of how dry he was. But what, not necessarily, because he's, like, my favorite artist, okay? But what would you, like, how would you feel in that situation where it's, like, you're interviewing an artist who's, like, real dry, and then they end up passing away, and then, you know, like, everyone's like, oh, let me watch Wilameana's interview with her, with them, right? Mm-hmm. I kind of forgot where I was going with it. I like it a lot. But could you see this? Could you see yourself in that situation? Like, you have this viral interview, but they're like dry.
No, because most of my interviews are pretty entertaining. First of all, so I don't really have that problem. That happened to me one time. I had out of all the years I've been doing interviews, I could really say that one time was like the worst time. But we had a little razzle dazzle every time we do it. You know, the way my team.
All right, what was that one time? I don't know.
Nah,
you ain't trying to spill the secret.
Nah, definitely don't. No names. You
ain't gotta say a name. You can just say like what happened.
Nah, but my interviews are very entertaining and mostly, like you said, the personality of the other person plays a big part. But most of the time I have Bel Air, and then that's the secret, like, you know, that's the secret sauce. Like, yeah, you know, it gets some real open, and then, you know, I don't really, one thing about me, I don't really write questions. I like having conversations with people, so I feel like I make people feel very comfortable, because it's not, a lot of times people feel like an interview is an interrogation. You feel like you're gonna lie? Like people feel like they're going to speak to a probation officer or something. It's like, I just make it very cool, so they don't feel like that.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have like do you discriminate when it comes to who you're gonna interview? Like, do you look for people that have clout, or are you like trying to interview someone that with them like a good story?
I don't discriminate. I definitely have different tiers of interviews. I have something for artists, that I say artist spotlight. So a lot of times it's like doing media training. I'm their first interview or something like that. So it doesn't matter to me how much numbers or whatever they got. But, you know, we just spotlight what they have going on. But of course I like getting exclusives. So I like interviewing people that's like right on the verge of success and getting them right before they pop. And if that always feels good to me, to be like, I got it first.
But how do you know that they're gonna pop?
I just see the it factor in people, the soul glow, and then I just, you know, great people around me who also in the industry that I respect their opinion. I let them bring people to me, and, you know, most of the time they're on point, and it's always catching the artist right before they're on verge. Or if I just hear a song, like for instance, I did the first Mooski interview when he was down here before Track Star. I heard Track Star, and I was like, who is this? And right before it really popped off, I got a chance to interview him. Another situation was the City Girls. I had their very first interview, and, you know, it's funny, I'll be real, like, the person who brought them to me, I was like, is this a joke, this song? Is it like a challenge? Like, what is this song or whatever? And I was like, you want me to have these girls skip the line with everybody who wants to interview me to put them on? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you tripping. And then we hung up, and he called me back. He was like, no, you tripping. I'm trying to put you on them before they even pop off or whatever. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because I respect you that much. But I feel like, yo, this is one song. Like, it was the F That Nigga song. So I was like, yo, is this like a challenge type song where, like, you tripping? And I'm so glad, like, I always have to bow and kiss the ring when I see this guy for bringing them to me, but I always could be able to say, like, I got the first exclusive, the first interview they ever did. You know, so that to me makes me happy. I want to be able to look back and say like if you remember the show In Living Color, there was a lot of talent from there. Like, you know, it was in a radio show, but it was like just a show of entertainment, and so many. I'm talking about J-Lo, like all kind of people like blew up off of that show. So
it was like 103 in Park, or 106 in Park.
No, that's before that. It was something called In Living Color.
Oh no, I mean like it was like kind of like that, like similar, like showing people's music and stuff.
No, this was actually something where like they were doing like short skits and entertainment, and they had like music and dancers and actors. So they had all kind of people, because you know I didn't just interview artists. I interviewed like comedians, actors, all kind of different entrepreneurs. And I just, long story short, what I was saying with In Living Color, like if you Google it and research it, you'll see like a lot of stars were born from that whole platform. So that's just what I want for myself, to be able to say like, you know, I got the exclusives of the future stars like that end up, you know, popping off.
I was gonna say before, because you said that guy told you like, oh, they're gonna pop off, but like, don't you hear that from everybody?
Yeah, but it's a difference. Like, I can't really describe it. It's kind of like when you know. It's like the way that a song or these people have like a chokehold on the people. It's a different effect, and it's just like, oh, here's an artist, and then here's one who actually just got a natural, like, people really rock with them. It's different from, it's organic.
Do you feel like stars are born, or they develop themselves? Like anyone, like basically anyone can be like at that superstar level, like Ross is at, like, it's huge, you know?
You gotta have something about you. Like, of course, a team and everything puts a star together, but everybody can't be a star, because if that's the case, then everybody would be stars. Mm-hmm. You know, it's only a certain amount of people that really just have that type of it factor.
Because so many people want to be artists, but only so many people actually make it. Mm-hmm. So what do you think it is that...
The difference is the work ethic, the team, the network, the relationships.
Do you feel like it ever just like falls into somebody's lap?
No, because some people, you know, some people just get it more than others. I can't really say it's like falling in anybody's lap, because when it comes down to it, whether you make it quick or it takes you long, you still have to have some type of work ethic to keep it up. Because anybody too can have a song or get a song on the radio, but to actually be able to keep that up, like, you have to have a certain type of work ethic.
So what does your work ethic look like? Like how, like, what's it look like behind the scenes of Wilameana, like, that no one sees?
For me, winging it is a lifestyle.
Winging it? Just going with the flow?
Yes, because especially, guess what I learned I'm playing by that, because I'm very strategic with everything I do, everything I get into, whatever. But
so nothing spontaneous?
Nah, I definitely live my life very extremely spontaneous, but different moves or events or interviews that I want, I'm very big on strategy. But my work ethic is relentless. I like when people tell me no, because I like to be able to prove, like, okay, say no now, but
saying no,
get what I want.
Saying no to an interview?
Not like even
closing a door on you.
Yeah, anything that I want. Like, it just motivates me to go harder.
Do you feel like your lane is competitive?
Like,
you gotta worry about losing your spot?
I never worry about that. I always feel like I'm in my own lane. I do my own thing. I've never tried to, oh, somebody's doing this, I want to go do this too. I've always been creative in my own right, doing my own thing, coming up with, my own visions and my own events and my own, like, I always feel like I'm ahead of the curve, actually. So I'm never looking at anybody as competition. If anything, I'm looking like, yo, how can I get to Wendy Williams and Oprah level? I'm not looking at, I could care less about what people are doing in my own, like, I want to go further than that. Mm-hmm. I want to be bigger than my city. So I don't look at anything as competition. I compete with myself, like, damn, that was wrong what you did. Now I got to be even bigger.
What do you admire about Wendy Williams and Oprah? Like, what is it about them?
I don't admire Wendy Williams. That's not my type of thing. I just respect
the position,
the grind, because people might just see, oh, she's on TV, but like, yo, she been running radio in New York for a minute, and she really had to work each level to like level up. I'm talking about years of hard work and dedication. So I respect that, but I don't want to be a gossip journalist. Mm-hmm. I respect Oprah because of the empire that she built. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you went to school for journalism, right?
Yes.
So how do you use that? My bad for cutting you off. Mm. But how do you use that journalism expertise and put it into your interviews?
Certain things that they teach you, but it can't really teach you how to be someone who does interviews. Like, they didn't going to school for journalism did not make me. I think anybody could do an interview that could have a conversation. So it's not like, it's certain things that they taught you that I see that's implemented, but I don't think going to school makes you a journalist per se.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like when you do interviews, you just post them on YouTube?
Yeah, my most recent have been on YouTube, my social media platforms. When I was doing the podcast on Anchor, it went to all different type of sites, and before that I was working with a network, Universe Miami.
Mm-hmm. So when you post them and you put them out, or not even then, even when you're planning everything, are you mostly concerned about the views, or are you concerned about do you think about the person who's sitting there listening to it, what value they can take out of it?
Both, because when I interview people, like I said, my favorite part is for them to be able to tell their story, mm-hmm. and motivate and inspire other people. So the views, that's dope too, but it's the content. I'm all about quality.
Because
quality content.
There's nothing wrong. There's a negative connotation to doing things for the views, right? But I'm not saying in a negative way, because the views are important, because that's the whole point of people wanting to be on, because they want to get that promotion, right? They want to get people to listen to their story. So the views are important. So I wanted to ask if you have that conflict of, is this interview going to go viral? Or is this interview going to be helping someone?
Nah, I don't do it for that.
Because
I don't do it for that. I do it because I love it. I do it because I want to give exposure to people that have a dream, to really help other people that's watching, something about their testimony might be able to help someone else. So I'm passionate about just letting people tell their truth and tell their story. I love doing it.
So what do you look for in an interview? When you're going to interview someone, because you said you just like the conversation. when you're speaking to them, what exactly are you trying to get from it? Not like you personally, but like what value are you trying to bring from the person to the interview?
What value I'm trying to bring from the person?
Yeah. That you're trying to get them to know the artist more, or are you trying to get them to like actually like take something out of it and like, okay, like someone like I learned how to market this way, like I'm gonna do this to get my
it's really about getting to know the artist and what they have going on and what they're releasing and talking about and what they're into. Just giving them a more in-depth look into like their journey and what they have going on.
Do you feel like we're in a time where people are shifting from, oh, I want to be an artist, like everyone's an artist, to everyone's doing what we're doing, where everyone wants to be a media personality, everyone wants to do a podcast, everyone wants to,
I think it's been becoming more cool in the past few years. So now more people think that they can do it. It's really getting popular, and for me, it's giving me a lot of opportunities, a lot of sponsorships, and a lot of cool people. So when people see, oh, it's popular to do something, then I think you said that before, monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, oh, she could do it, then I could do it, which is not a bad thing. And I had to realize that being an influencer, you're going to influence people if you're an influencer, that simply means you influence other people to do things that you do. So that's not a bad thing. Some people might think it at first. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be annoyed. Like, why is this person copying me? Trying to do what I'm doing? Like, it's annoying. But then
getting in your lane.
Like, why are you trying to do exactly the same thing I'm doing? Like, that's whack.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But then I realized that as an influencer, that's what you do. What you do is so cool. It makes other people like, yo, I could do it. I want to be able to do it too.
I feel like it also makes you feel like not more superior, like better, because you see that they're gonna do it and then quit, and you're still doing it. You know what I mean?
No, that doesn't make me feel superior. It's just like, oh, that's cute. Damn, this looks familiar, but they could have switched it up a little bit. But it's just like, after it happens so many times, it's like, okay, you just gotta accept the fact that you're an influencer, and with influence and it comes with the territory. People are going to copy you. People are going to try to do what you do. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. That just means you dope at what you do, so it makes other people want to do it. Because they see what you doing. They feel like, damn, she getting all this. Like, let me try to do it too. So
yeah, exactly. I saw you reading a lot of books.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you're a big reader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your favorite book? Like something that you like, one that you learned so much from.
The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Mm-hmm.
Deepak Chopra.
Why is that your favorite? You're into like spirituality and all that stuff?
I'm definitely into spirituality. I'm definitely I know that God is the reason behind all of my success. So I'm very tapped into that. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, which is good because it just spoke on different things that if you master these things, you'll be successful. So I mentor females. I have a few people that I mentor, and if you special to me, I'm buying you that book. The 7 Spiritual Laws. I've given that book to a lot of people because it's not even a long read, but it just teaches you different laws. Like, one important law to me in the book was the Law of Detachment, because I had a problem that I would work to people, I would become attached to them, or certain people, you become attached, and the truth is, like, everything doesn't last forever. So sometimes people are not going to be with you in certain seasons, certain part of your journey. And so you have to learn how to detach, or, okay, this is no longer serving me. So let that go, or this season is over for that person or that thing. So you just got to let it go. So So that was something. Law of Detachment.
So how did you learn to detach? And also, what have you wished that you would detach from, like in the music industry, that you know now, like, oh, I should have done that?
Just things that I've detached from people that, you know, that season is just over in my life with them, whether it's a personal relationship or a business relationship. And just being like, it's okay. You don't have to bash them, or you don't have to, hey, I'm not talking to you no more. You can just peacefully, I'm not feeling this no more. My energy, this is not, you know, I'm out of this season, so I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to rock like this. So I'm done. I'm detached. I'm free from it. I'm cool. I'm good off of it. I'm done.
Did you ever? So did you finish 4 Agreements? So
I've had to read that over and over. That's those 2 books are like, you got to read those more than once to really get it and to really let it. Because I still struggle with stuff from the 4 Agreements. So
you be gossiping?
No. It's the don't take things personally.
Okay.
It's the one that. No, I definitely don't gossip. I grew up with 2 older brothers, so my brother, you know, they would look at you like, why would you be sitting on the phone? Like, that's whack. Like, so.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm not into that at all. Like,
that's
if you
one.
Call me with that shit, I don't want to hear it.
That's one I struggle with because I grew up in a gospel family. Everyone just talks shit about everybody.
Oh yeah, nah, my brothers was really on some. Yo, that's whack. What type of? Yeah, so I really wasn't into that. But don't take things personally.
Yeah.
The 4 Agreements.
I never really struggled with that one because I, like, you know, doing this, we get so much negative comments and like just people like just saying like whatever they want to say.
Gracias, mi amable.
Oh, they're not. You know, like just.
Wait, yeah.
Comunicar.
No, you're good.
Bien.
You speak Spanish?
Gracias, mi amable.
Poquito.
Gracias.
Sí.
Oh, de nada. Do you ever learn something from a book?
Oh wait, you were saying
About like taking things personal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's the one that I struggle with. Don't take things personally, because I always feel like I learned that you can't expect people to do things the way you do it, but I just kind of expect like, yo, I'm this type of person, so I would do this or I want to do that. So you just kind of would want the same respect from somebody. So when you give them that type of respect and then they end up doing something to you, it's like, no, I'm taking this personally. Like, you tried me, you know? So I have to work on that.
Because that comes with the detachment, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but not taking things personally is just like, why would you do that to me? Like, I would never do that to you.
Yeah.
You know, why would you treat me like this? I would never treat you like that. So I just have to do better with, because I'm a solid person, you have to just know it. Just because you solid don't mean everybody gonna be solid.
Facts. Why do you think we are here?
Here where?
Like, what's the purpose of us being here?
On Earth?
Yeah.
In general?
Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's your perspective on that?
I think we're supposed to be blessed to be a blessing to other people. I think that we're here to live life more abundantly. I think we're here because we were kings and queens in another life. And so we're supposed to, you know, live like that, uplift each other, love more, be at peace. So if you're not there, it's like you have to work to get to that point. Or if you get off track, sometimes you got to remember who you are and be on that.
What was a time that it was real difficult for you and you got to remember, like, okay, this is like your same philosophy?
Just kind of feeling like, damn, I'm working hard as fuck. I have all this going for me. Do people even know like what I'm doing. Like I'm putting my all into doing this. Like, does anybody even know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And then I had to just look back and be like, do you know how much progress you made? Do you know how much shit you accomplished? Do you know how great you're doing? You know, because I'm very hard on myself. Like, I always want more. So how people might see me, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I think I could go harder.
Yeah.
You know, or like, oh, that was a dope accomplishment, but it's not enough. Like,
is that a good thing though, or do you feel like that kind of like drives you crazy?
No, it's not a good thing. And I'm learning to not be so hard on myself, especially like in the pandemic. Of course, before that happened, I had so many plans. I had so many things lined up, and then stuff, you know, moved around. But
isn't that so crazy? Like we all had like so much shit going in 2020, and then
yeah, and then that just showed me though that our plans are funny to God. You know what I'm saying? God's plan is the best plan because the way He set you up is going to be even bigger than what you think for yourself. So I'm definitely getting more closer to Him because I'm realizing, like, you know, He always was adding a little razzle dazzle to the blessings, but it's like, okay, if you get more tapped in with Him, you put Him first, then just everything is gonna align with like everything that you want. So
no, definitely. What is the most selfless thing that you've done for somebody? Where you said, like, just like you said, like, oh, I would never treat you this way. So like, what's something that you did for like somebody that you're just like, that was like so good?
I do a lot of things for people. You know, it could be something simple from putting them down with somebody to make them a bag. Just when I come through, I'm always showing love. Like, I do a lot of selfless acts. I connect the dots with people, plug people in with people all the time, and I don't have to tweet about it or talk about it on Instagram. I help a lot of people make a lot of money. Like, I'm always doing selfless things, so that's why it's like sometimes like, damn, I'm always the plug. When somebody gonna plug me in? Like, can I get some of the same energy that I'm giving?
You're getting it from God and yourself because you got that work ethic, just like we talked about. You're doing the work. It's coming. It's pretty much here already.
Pretty much, we manifesting it all, like, exactly. Every day, day to day.
What's 5 things that you're grateful for?
5 things I'm grateful for: God, my family, the way that I'm able to network and build relationships, the way I persevere through any situation, and just being somebody that I make it happen, regardless of if I don't know how to do it. If I don't know, I'm gonna find somebody. I'm gonna get it done. So I think that's 5 things. I just named my ability to make shit happen. It's crazy. Like, I don't take no for an answer. It might not be right then when I want it, but I go after it. I manifest the things I want.
No, definitely.
What? You acting like you could talk to me forever or something.
Well, we're almost at hours, so what would you tell somebody? They're in their room, they want to become an artist. Like, what advice would you give them? They're just like, they don't know what to do next. They have a song, but what do they do?
They have a song, that's it?
Like, they're just like trying to figure out, like, they can make the music, but they don't know what to do next.
But when you come to Hidden Gems Entertainment Music Group, the services, you know, that I offer for artist development, I always make sure that they have the basics covered. To me, the basics start off with a bio, a logo, a press kit, marketing and promotion.
What's a press kit?
An EPK, electronic press kit, is basically high resolution pictures, a bio talking about yourself, what you do, all the links to your music, YouTube videos, and the links to your social media. So it's basically a tool that's used when you want to get shows booked, media pitching, to be able to go on different blogs or whatever. Yeah, it's a great tool, and I get those done all the time for artists. You can hit me up at Empress Raw, make it happen for you.
Oh, so you make press kits?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. So, who do you want to shout out?
Shout out to you for having me, because I don't do too many interviews.
I seen you get interviewed the other day.
Yeah, but I said this is new to me. Like, I want to start doing. Like, people are asking me, so I want to do it more. So shout out to you for
those Caesar spotting. Definitely.
Shout out to my gang, MMG. You already know. Shout out to my sponsors. Today's interview was sponsored by Bamboo Cream for me. Bel Air.
Oh, you got the jacket. Oh, yeah. Then I didn't even see the.
Black Bottle Girls. Shout out to the Black Bottle Girls, Black Bottle Boys, worldwide. Shout out to my team. You know who you are. I'm not gonna name everybody. Shout out to my family and my loved ones. And that's what's up. And everybody that supports me. Shout out to you.
Was there anything that you wanted to put out there in this interview for everyone that's gonna watch? Yes,
make sure you follow me at Empress Raw. I do artist development, event curation. I have a lot going on, so make sure you follow me to see what I'm into, my different events, everything that I'm going to have going on this year. That's it. Much love to everybody.
Yeah, much love to you. Appreciate you coming.
Shout out to God. Keep God first.
For sure.
And everything else will follow.
So it's been 6 feet with the one and only
Wilameana Jones.
I was gonna say, do you like to go by Wilameana or Empress Raw?
Empress Raw, Wilameana Jones. However you feeling for the day, Hove, Jigga.
We out.
Yeah.
Hey.